Welcome to Comadres y Comics. Comadres y Comics is a podcast hosted by 3 Latina women.
We highlight the Latinx presence in the comic book industry as creators, characters, and fans.
Join us as we talk chisme, comics, fandom, and beer. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Comadres y Comics, Las Platicas edition. Who is here in our, virtual room?
In our studio.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yes, so Las Platicas is a show hosted by Comadres y Comics where we meet with creators and friends to talk all about upcoming projects, events, and awesome news happening in the comic community. And today we have an OG favorite with us. We have Javier Hernandez, who's been a guest with us a few times. So we are welcoming him back. He is a pioneering indie cartoonist and one of the leading voices in Latino comics for more than 3 decades, which is so hard to do given that, you're 35? Start young. He's best known as the creator of Aztec Zombie, and Javier's work is a powerful blend of Mexican folklore, myth, and modern life. But Javier's impact goes far beyond the page. As a co-founder of the Latino Comics Expo, the nation's first convention dedicated to spotlighting Latino comic creators, he's helped build a vital platform for diverse voices, championing independent storytelling and community connection. Today, he's bringing us his latest project, Man from Mictlan, a new comic that journeys into the mysteries of life, death, and the underworld, as told through his unmistakable artistic style. He's here to share more about the current Kickstarter, which is already 100% funded.
Woo-hoo!
Yay, congratulations. His creative process and why these stories matter so much now. Javier, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy to hear all about this new project.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm very happy to be here.
Man from Mictlan is a mini-series, and it's the latest chapter of your El Muerto saga. Can you tell us what this story is all about?
Yeah, so I've done 2 previous graphic novels. I went to a graphic novel format several years ago. I used to do just individual comics. But I just because these stories end up being collected anyway, I just figured, well, let's just do them as graphic novels. So for the third one, I wanted to get this story out so desperately, like at least the first opening chapter. So I thought, let me do a miniseries. I haven't done actual floppy comics in a while, as far as for El Muerto. So it's a 3-issue miniseries. With the first issue, Man from Mictlan, being crowdfunded as we speak. And what this story is, Diego El Muerto himself makes it to Tijuana, finally, if you read the first 2 graphic novels. He's on the search for the famed Mexican curandero Maximiliano Moctezuma. And then in Tijuana, he meets a lovely young lady, Dulce Gallardo. And unfortunately, he also meets La Mordida, which is a notorious cartel for hire. And he meets one of their killers out in the streets at night. So Tijuana is fraught with love and death in this particular story. And that's basically what's
La
about.
Mordida.
So
La
Mordida.
That's my stage name.
Oh my god.
That is so cool.
La Mordida. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Just so people know, La Mordida means the bite. But it's an old term that I think most Latinos, Mexicans learn. I learned it as a kid from my dad. Mm-hmm. He was just talking one day about being in Mexico and he got pulled over by the cops. And,
a bribe.
Pagué una mordida. I paid him a little bite.
A bribe /
He's like, a little, some extra money for the kids at home, whatever. So mordida is a very, unfortunately, well-known concept in Latin America and Mexico as a bribe, buying your way out of something. So I like the name Mordida because it sounds, looks like a shark, like a vicious bite. But it's also this cartel for hire. They set you up with your own cartel, and they charge an exorbitant fee, and then they, of course, they take a percentage of your profits. So,
They are franchising
that's how I came up with that name.
the cartel.
It's franchising.
Incredible.
McDonald's for narco terrorists.
I love it. As part of your Kickstarter story, you share the history of your journey with trying to get the project funded. Can you tell our listeners a little bit more about the journey and how the experience has affected you and your project?
Yes. This is actually round 2 doing this Man from Mictlan #1 Kickstarter. Yeah, we couldn't reach. Yeah, it disappeared. Thank you for your support there. We couldn't reach that funding goal. And the thing with Kickstarter, it's all or nothing. Like whatever goal you set, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. If you don't hit it, even if you're $1 short, the campaign doesn't go through. Nobody gets charged, but then no creator gets their money. So anyway, I was very demoralized when that happened. I'll be honest, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to step away for a while. You know what? Okay, whatever. Let me regroup. Let me go lick my wounds and regroup. So I took the rest of the year off. I tinkered with the story still. I was always going to do it. And then, came this year and started working on it again. And I got all the art done. I go, okay, let's go ahead and do the Kickstarter again. It's been enough time. And I retooled it. I added a 3rd book, which we'll talk about. I lowered the goal and just went through and fixed everything, adjusted things and everything. And yeah, thankfully we hit it. Not exactly within 24 hours, but I think within 2 days, I think we hit the goal. And it's been continuing so far. So I'm so thankful for everybody's support, all the previous people, and then we brought some new people aboard, which is always good. So that's where we're at. So we got 20 days to go on it. We've broken through 2 stretch goals already. Stretch goals are like goals I set earlier, lower dollar amount to give extra little goodies for people. So like anyone who backs it as of today, they're going to get a free digital preview comic of the story, the first 21 pages. And then if they're a physical backer, because I'm going to mail it to them with their other stuff, they're going to get a 3-button El Muerto set and a 4-print El Muerto set, 11.5 by 11, 8.5 by 11 glossy cardstock prints, 4 different prints. So whatever level, even if you get the basic comic, you're gonna get these free things because we already kicked through the stretch goal. So that's what's great about that. I have one more stretch goal. I think it's at 2,500 if we're lucky enough to get that high.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna get a sticker
Very
sheet.
Nice.
8.5 by 11 sticker sheet with a it's a good size, with a bunch of Los Comics characters on it. El Muerto, probably the Coma, Weapon Tex-Mex. I got to figure out which ones. But I don't know. I could probably fit about 7 or 8, maybe 9 characters on there. So anyway, that's if we're lucky enough. I don't want to assume we're going to get it. But I'm very thankful so far that, yes, the book's going to production. It'll start shipping out in October.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
and I can't wait to hear people's reaction to
that
the story.
That is really exciting. But that's insane, like your journey involving like an actual like demoralizing non-funded Kickstarter and then coming back around and kicking ass. That's just really amazing. And it just shows that hard work and dedication really show. So I'm very excited for your project.
Yeah, and congrats on getting it funded. Like there's some
Thank you.
takes like up until like the last day of the Kickstarter is when they find out that they're going to be fully funded, and to know that yeah,
They're looking at their credit to
That's
see if they have
nerve-wracking.
enough to put on their card to make it work.
yeah. So historically, you've woven Mexican culture and folklore into your comics. What aspects of Mesoamerican myth or history are you exploring in this book?
Okay, everybody, as you may be wondering, what the heck happened to Javier Hernandez? We have him in a room locked up in the back.
It's okay, he likes it.
And he's just going to draw and write and draw and write until we tell him to stop. Actually, he had some technical difficulties. Unfortunately, his internet provider is not providing at the moment.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, he was not able to continue the interview. And it's really sad because Jen just asked him a question, and I was like all leaning forward, getting all excited about what his answer was going to be. And then he just froze and got kicked off. So, maybe we can do this again in the future, but because there is limited time left on the Kickstarter, we're going to go ahead and give an impromptu in la libreria with Jen. She's going to go through the Kickstarter campaign, let you know about all of the tiers, and give you some interesting information about some of the other creators that are involved in this project. So Jen, over to you.
All right. So the project, as has been stated before, is The Man from Mictlan issue number 1. And Mictlan is Mictlan. And on here, the new El Muerto adventure begins here. In this miniseries, El Muerto clashes with the Mexican cartel for hire La Mordida. So the Kickstarter has a goal of $1,250. It has already met and exceeded that. It is currently at 1,972 with 37 backers and 20 days to go. So, the story for this is the latest chapter in the El Saga, in the El Saga. In the saga of El Muerto, the Aztec Zombie unfolds in the Man from Mictlan miniseries, opening with an ominous apocalyptic omen and propelling our hero into his greatest adventure yet. Arriving in Tijuana in the search for the fabled Mexican curandero Maximiliano Moctezuma, Diego finds both love and death. He meets Dulce Gallardo, an outgoing girl with a magnetic personality, and also crosses paths with a killer from La Mordida, the notorious criminal cartel for hire. We ran an earlier crowdfunder campaign last year, but while we appreciated everyone's support, it wasn't enough to meet our goal. Admittedly, I, Javier, had the wind knocked out of me for a few months. I put the book aside for a while and moved on to other things. The goal was to eventually finish the first issue, and now I can tell you that the book is all drawn and lettered. All it needs is some production work to get it ready for press. So we're back with a slightly retold campaign. In fact, we've now added another book to the mix, a special rough draft edition that features the complete penciled roughs for the entire first issue. In all, there are 3 new books we're offering. The Man from Mictlan issue number 1 of 3, The Man from Mictlan number 1 variant cover by Jorge Quetzalgarza, and The Man from Mictlan number 1 rough cut edition. The Man from Mictlan number 1 is a jam-packed 56-page dizzying tale of spiritual omens, budding romance, and deadly action. Black and white interior art with color and covers. And then they give us a preview of how the book is gonna be, how it looks inside, like all inked and everything. El Muerto is written and illustrated by me, Javier Hernandez. Originally created in 1998, El Muerto has become my life's work. My end goal is a 1,000 plus page epic produced through 8 or 9 graphic novels. Comic book artist Jorge Garza has drawn us an exclusive variant cover for issue number 1. Some same contents as the regular edition, but in his trademarked Azteca pop style. And we've met Jorge Garza in previous conventions and stuff like that. He has a great artwork, and he always does stickers of them, and he has prints of them, and they are all done in this like very classic like pictograph, or like a Mesoamerican pictograph. Like then I'm trying to remember what the actual name for it is. It's almost like hieroglyphics, but it's not. The name escapes me for right now, but if you see it, you'll know. Like, we've also put together the Man from Mictlan rough edition, which features my penciled rough draft pages. So this deluxe 64-page magazine-sized edition features all the pages of the first issue, giving you an exclusive peek at the behind-the-scenes process I undertake in creating my stories. So this is all rough pencil sketches, no inks, nothing like that. It's literally just him and his hand drawings, all done in pencil. In addition to these 3 new comics, you can also add on a copy of El Muerto, the Aztec Zombie duology, an omnibus collection of the first 2 El Muerto graphic novels, Days of the Dead and Casa del Diablo. For those wanting to get introduced and caught up with the word of El Muerto, this is a great companion to the first issue of The Man from Mictlan. This nostalgic comic shop exclusive edition features cover art by Valeria Ontiveros, Gordo the Teenage Flying Saucer. Oh, I love that one.
Yes.
And then they show us a cover of the El Muerto duology. Great cover. We're offering various combinations of the books as well as a set for retailers with reduced pricing. For those of you who want to take a big plunge into all things Muerto, we have a box set that features 6 books. The Man from Mictlan #1, The Man from Mictlan Rough Draft Edition, El Muerto duology, Manga Muerto, short stories featuring an alternate version of El Muerto, who's a high school student in Japan in control of giant robot Skeletron. El Muerto Origins, reprinting the original Muerto comics from 1998 to 2008, and Viva El Muerto, the 25th anniversary collection featuring short stories, gag comics, autobio strips, and lots more originally published from 1988 to 2023. The entire library comes shipped in an exclusive collector box featuring a hand-drawn El Muerto on the cover. And then they have a picture of it and the hand-drawn cover. And for original art collectors, we are offering the cover artwork to The Man from Mictlan Preview Edition, a comic we published last year featuring the first 21 completed pages of the story. You'll get the original hand-drawn 11 by 17 cover art, as well as copies of the Preview Edition and Man from Mictlan #1. And this has actually already been claimed. Someone has bought this here. They also had one where there was an original Godzilla art as well, has also been bought. But there is also an original Muerto versus Galactus art and comic. That one has not been picked up yet. So, if you like Galactus or you like El Muerto, you just like original art, this is also a very great tier. They have unlocked some stretch goals. They've hit the first stretch goal. Every backer will receive a free digital copy of the Man from Mictlan preview book, the first 24 pages of the story delivered to your inbox so you can start reading the new adventure while you wait for your physical copies to arrive. The second stretch goal has also been hit, and it features a trio of El Muerto buttons for the fall, Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, and Feliz Navidad themed buttons.
Nice.
And then they've reached another stretch goal. Every backer of a physical reward will receive an El Muerto 4-pack print set, which is 8x5x11 prints on glossy cardstock featuring El Muerto, Xochiquetzal, and the Aztec Goddess of Love. So that is another stretch goal. And then they are waiting for another stretch. This one hasn't been hit yet, but it will unlock at 2,500. They will unlock an 8.5 by 11 sticker sheet featuring a variety of characters from the Los Comics library. So you can always back without expecting a reward. You just want to show your support. But the base pledge does start at $5 for the digital edition of The Man from Mictlan. The next tier up from that is the physical copy, and keep in mind that this is it's gonna be like I think he said 56 pages, so that's pretty like decent for a comic book.
Yeah.
It's gonna be $20 for the print edition. It's going to be signed by Javier. And it looks pretty good. So you can either choose from the digital edition, which is just $5, or if you want the print copy. And usually his graphic we've had comic book issues from him, but also his graphic novels, but there are really good quality stock as well. So like good papers, stuff like that. The next tier from that is the Jorge Garza variant cover, which is $25. And then the next tier up from that, which is the comic and rough draft set, is $30. At $35, you can get the comic and variant art combo. And at $45 is the retailer set. You get the Man from Mictlan comics and rough draft edition, 3 of each. And then for $50, you get the triple book set. So you get the comic, the variant, and the rough draft edition. And then at $99, you can get the El Muerto library, which is all the previous books that Javier had mentioned. Basically, the entire run of of El Muerto series. And then at $225 is the original Muerto versus Galactus art and comic. And all the other tiers are sold out currently.
Wow, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he said that they reached his goal like by day 2. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy that this time around it's going to come to fruition. I did read the preview comic that he sent us, which is kind of like a little prologue to the man from Mictlan that is going to be coming, and it actually was pretty interesting. One of the questions that we asked just as he got booted off was, he has woven a lot of Mexican culture and folklore into your comics, and we asked him what aspects of Mesoamerican myth or history did he explore in this book. And in the 21-page preview that he sent, it's called The Omen, but in Spanish. What said Leo? So anyway, it is a short little comic about Diego going to a priest, and this priest has this like really weird, crazy like vision, and I am looking at it, and like it was so like Javier did a really good job like just portraying like the fear and the just like the craziness of everything that was happening in this priest's vision. And it is very much part of Mexican culture, Catholicism, and also Santeria, and like just praying to all kinds of different what do you call it, praying to different saints and stuff like that. And so that was actually really interesting to me. And then obviously Mictlan in and of itself, for those of you that don't know, Mictlan is the Aztec underworld, and it's a mythical realm where souls journey after death, and they don't just go to their end game. They have to go through these like challenges and trials before they reach their final resting place. I think that's fascinating, honestly. And so that is kind of like what I am looking forward to reading about, and hoping that a lot of this story has to deal with, because we're seeing in this preview that Javier shared with us that Diego and this priest has this omen about Diego. And so I'm guessing that Diego is going to have some kind of trial that he's going to have to go through. And in that journey is where he meets Dulce. And in the email that Javier sent to us, he said Dulce could be an honorary comadre. And I'm like, why is he saying that? And that was one of the questions. I was like, tell us what you meant by that. Because it's funny, because in the comic he sent, she's like downing a bottle of wine and she's in her chonies, and I was like, okay, Javier.
I see what you think of us. Incredible. Okay.
But I am really excited and interested to know about more about that character as well. And one of the things that I wanted to ask, and next time we see him in person, was the parallel, maybe the parallel between El Muerto being literally caught between two worlds, life and death, Aztec times and modern times, and then Mexico and Los Angeles, where he's from. And I had this idea. I was like, you know what? I hadn't thought of it before, and so I'm assuming Javier has, but I wanted to ask him, has he ever thought about El Muerto's story being a parallel to the immigrant experience? So I'm really interested to hear his answer to that. And next time we see him in person, I can ask him. But I think stories like Javier's about Diego and El Muerto, with all of the Mesoamerican mythology and Mexican culture and everything, is very important right now in the time of what's going on here in Los Angeles, what's going on nationwide with Latinos being targeted by ICE. And I think that it's important for us to continue to share our culture and to continue to share stories that we are creating and that are the rest of the Latino readers want to read. So it's important, I think, to also, for non-Latino readers to read too, because when you hide that stuff or you don't share it, it becomes easier to other Latinos and to treat them differently and to treat them poorly. So I'm really glad that Javier is still working on this project despite his setback from last year. He got it finished, he got it done, and I'm happy to see that it's funded and that it's going to come to fruition and that we're gonna, Sarah, you'll finally get your copies that that you signed up for last time. And Javier wanted me to make sure that we let everyone know that his favorite tier that he hopes that you back is the tier where you can get his sketches, his little thumbnails that a creator's process. Every creator's process is different, but if you watch the video connected to the Kickstarter, he'll actually show you that he has all 52 or 53 pages of his sketches that he did prior to, inking and doing the final draft of everything. And he's very proud of that. So he wanted us to share that that was his favorite. And I wanted to share with you, Sarah shared it last week, but in case you missed that particular episode, shame on you if you had. She actually announced that Latino Comics Expo is happening once again this year. There was some speculation of what was going to happen with the expo because, unfortunately, sadly, the other co-founder, Ricardo Padilla, passed away, and it was a memorial last year at the show. Everybody took a moment of silence, and what Javier and Ricardo built together has been amazing over the years for Latino comic creators. And so happily this year, the show is going to go on. It is announced that it will happen again at MOLA, the Museum of Latin American Art in Long Beach, on Sunday, December 7th. So we are going from a 2-day show to a 1-day show. But the interesting thing and the cool thing about it being on Sunday is that Sunday is free to the community. And so it will be free. There will be no entrance fee for families to come and to be exposed to amazing Latino creators. So, and I just wanted to point out, Sarah is not rude or mute. Well, she is mute, but she's not. She's on mute. She's not mute. Sarah also had some technical difficulties this week. Her laptop overheated and went completely black. So she is in her living room where her family is gathering and having a great summer night together, but it's very loud, and so she can't turn her sound on. She was locked away in her bedroom, but it was too hot in there, so her laptop overheated. So this has been an episode of crazy trials and tribulations, and we have flown by the seat of our pants, and we've just kind of rolled with it and gone with the flow. And unfortunately, we weren't able to complete our interview with Javier, but most importantly, we are bringing you the information about his Kickstarter, Man from Mictlan, on Kickstarter, and it is ending. It just started a couple of days ago, so it's actually still got quite some time to go.
20 days, so it ends on July 30th.
Nice. So make sure that you check it out. back it, support it, and next time you see Javier in person, ask him all the questions that we wanted to but didn't get a chance to. And if you want to show your support, please follow Javier on all of his multiple social channels. You can follow him on Twitter, now X, at Javier Hernandez. You can follow him on Instagram at Javier Los Comics, and that's JavierLosComex. He has a store Envy, his web shop where you can go and buy comics, buy merch. That's Los Comics, LOSCOMEX.storeenvy, STORENVY.com. And he also has a YouTube, Los Comics TV, LOSCOMEX TV. On YouTube, and you can go and actually watch the original El Muerto movie starring Wilmer Valderrama. So that is our janky Javier interview. We did the best we could, but we most importantly got you the info that is important for you to know, and you got to see his cute little face for like 10 minutes in the beginning. So thank you for listening in, and if you made it to the end, thank you so much for going on this crazy journey with us. We have our website if you want to follow us and look at all of our socials. We are at comadresycomics.com. You can email us at comadresycomics@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those things. And tune in next week for a regular episode where we review books and beer. And so, thank you. We have been your hosts. And
I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Bye.
Bye.